Hey, what's up, everyone? It is Saturday, 3 p.m. It's that time once again for the Brocast. That's right, my name is Commander Josh Hawkins, and I am joined by Commander Greatest.
Hello-nium.
And Commander Turgeon Starstone.
Happy weekend, everybody.
Yes, happy weekend to you all, and happy Beyond Chapter 4 week. End. It is the Brocast Elite Dangerous Beyond Chapter 4 weekend. That's where we're at, and that's what we're doing, and that's what we're going to do today is check out Beyond Chapter 4. As you can see up there, it says Beyond Chapter 4. So it's here, it's released, it's out, it's about, it's crashing, it's buggy, it's full of problems, and yet we're going to play it anyhow, and we're going to love it, and you're going to love it, and you're going to take it, and you're going to love it. Take all that Beyond Chapter 4. That's right, you love it. All right.
As per usual, you get the authentic experience with the Brocast.
Yes, the authentic Brocast experience, as painful as that might be. I sure hope none of my new coworkers are watching this stream right now, because you're going to see a very ugly side of Josh Hawkins. I mean, Commander Josh Hawkins. Who is this Josh Hawkins you talk about? It's Commander Josh Hawkins.
It's role play, you see. It's all acting. It's all acting, love.
That's okay. I think they already realized I'm a bit of a character, so now they'll just see the colorful.
Which one exactly?
I don't know.
Nuke saying no Scorb. Well, I think Scorb's otherwise occupied today.
Is he?
Nuke, as you know very well. He's got. He's with Machine and Plater, I think.
Machine and
I saw that
in
he was
physicals.
yesterday. Nice.
In physicals, yeah.
Well, then I hope the three lads of them have a great time.
Probably drinking too much, probably, I hope.
As they should.
Absolutely. And let's say hello to all of you patiently waiting people who were in here before the show. We had Danny Powers, Lucci, Keith Kerman-Jones, Sinclair, Commander Carpy, Dante UK, Darblesma.
Just call it
Darblesma. It's Darb-lesma.
Darb, right?
Darb-lesma? Or
just Darb.
Darble Esma, whatever. Sinclair Research. Charles McManamy, Killikev, Top Blazer, Commander Giz, Nuke Cuber, Branitz, Backlap, Starloss, Dead Star Omega, Dave Howarth, Yo Bro Tom, Good Time, Commander Brotamax, Gianluca Fulgioni. I don't know that. I like that one. It's like you are a very Italian. Gianluca Fulgioni. All right.
And the German guy right afterwards, Sebastian Rauch.
Commander Iman, Dark Chaos, Zargiarik the Confused. I'm confused by your name, exactly how you spell that or pronounce it. And Brent Wolf. And to all of the rest of you joining in.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, what in the hell are we doing today? Let's go ahead and flip this switch over to the galaxy map that I've got open. And, hey, you know what? So the stuff that I scan now is actually going to be worth something. So I feel obliged to scan all these stupid little ice planets. And I just had a system before that took me like, I don't know, 50 minutes to scan 60 planetary bodies. 90% of them were ice worlds. And with that, we are still looking for notable stellar phenomena. Now, Greatest in a moment is going to go ahead and give us all a wonderful read-through of the Beyond notes and updates. So
Which might take a while, because I think that's all of, chapter 3.3, chapter 4, 3.3, whatever. Like it's everything, not just what changed from beta. So there's going to be some stuff that you already know about, and probably some new stuff that did change from beta to now. But we're going to go through all of it.
But before we do that,
playing a beta build at the moment.
I want to take a look at something here, because I was very interested to see how this would work, and I was hoping that we might find one that was nearby. And if, let's say, I can't find something, I might just try to jump out to one of these. But what I did notice is that under the codex in the discoveries in biological and geological in the core, there are a few discoveries. I saw Lagrange clouds, I saw L-type anomalies, P-type anomalies, and Q-type anomalies. Now, I don't know what the hell the L, the P, and the Q stand for. If anyone in chat knows what the heck those stand for, please let us know. It's very interesting, though, because...
You should find out on your own.
Well, yeah. I'm hoping.
I think they stand for make sure you've got repair limpets.
Yeah.
Some of them.
And hey, Henry Kissinger. Charles McManamy is asking which squadron would be the best one to join for a bro of the Brocast. Well, since we don't really have a Brocast squadron, I would probably recommend you join the Starstone guys. You know, Starstone Industries.
That's going to be the
That's
one
probably
that's...
the closest bet, but
you can join
since we
Starstone
are
Enterprises.
closely, like, let's say we have close cooperation with the guys over from the Zencast, I think it's probably also a safe bet to join the Ploid faction, maybe.
Yeah, if
you
you're
are so
terrified of Plato being a dictator and shooting you, you can
Dictator
just go and
Plato.
join the Zencast, the Seekers of Zen. You can join that if you value your skin.
And
if you don't want Gwydion staring at you, you can go and join Starstone Enterprises.
and if and when I do make it back to the
When
bubble,
Josh gets back to the bubble,
we'll start up a Hawkins squadron of sorts, or an official Brocast squadron. But we do have the Starstone Enterprises one, and or Starstone. Is it in Enterprises or
Enterprises?
Industries?
I was misspeaking.
Enterprises, a wholly owned subsidiary of Starstone Industries.
Of course. So yes, you can certainly join that, and you know, anything squadron related, we'll let you know which particular squadron we may happen to be using that.
By the way,
day.
Trajan, who's the leader or the founder of that squadron? Is that you?
Oh, unfortunately, that would be me. My current rank in the squadron is reluctant heir.
Reluctant
But
heir.
yes, I am the de facto leader of Starstone Enterprises.
So what's the tag from Starstone Enterprises?
It's SSE, but Starstone should find it. But SSE is the short form.
Well, doesn't it have to have 4 letters?
I don't think so.
It has to have.
But anyway,
4 letters.
I can't remember what it was. But anyway, you can find it with Starstone.
You'll find it.
Obvious enough.
Eventually.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Not even certainly, because there apparently is currently a bug with searching certain squadrons.
Yeah.
Because the search function
Surprise!
is rather
There are bugs.
I think. Well, I don't know if it's a bug or just a design flaw, because I think currently you can only search for tags. Because, for example, if you search for rats, and you know our squadron is named Rock Rats, you should obviously find the Rock Rats and, for example, the Fuel Rats as well. But you don't find them because nothing shows up basically, except for one squadron that actually has the tag Rats. So I don't know. There's some weirdness going on there. But yeah, there you go. Keith Kervin Jones has your tag. It's SSES. So search for that, and you should find it.
I love how Turgeon doesn't even know his own tag.
No,
you're pulling like
reluctant.
You're pulling a Josh Hawkins here, Turgeon. Like,
yep, I don't have anything to do with the squadron. I'm just trying to escape anything corporate. It's all Gwydion's fault.
Now I'm happy to say, and I don't know if this happened to anyone else, but my beta key bindings were all there. I logged in, like an hour before, thinking, oh, I better get in there and rebind everything. But no, all my key bindings held. Greytest said that his did not, so
I only had the base key bindings from before the update, but nothing from beta, which I had to set there, carried over, unfortunately.
Good evening, Penny Umbra.
Yeah, very hit and miss whether people have got it or not. I haven't worked out what the secret formula is for saying that your binding has survived.
The funny thing is, they used to always survive. Like all the previous patches, I always had my key bindings. I did never have to like save them or redo them. But this time around, the stuff from the beta, which you had to set all new, didn't carry over.
Hello, Sim Paul. Henry Kissinger saying his were retained, thank God. And Sinclair saying his were as well. And
yeah, it might have to do with me having to move
as well.
the Elite Dangerous folder around from my SSD over to my hard drive. So maybe that's what did it. I don't know.
I'm gonna say that probably could have had something to do with it. That's very possible. But there we go. So key bindings retained. How awesome is that? Nobody, well, at least the majority of us did not have to do that. Hello, Sim Paul. Welcome to the show. Oh,
which reminds me, you still owe a video, Josh.
I do still owe a video. Well, for those of you who are in the know, I did just start a new job. I was in New York and Chicago all this week, working basically from like 8 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock at night. And I'm back for a couple of days right now, and then I'm flying again next week. So, I tried to get a couple things loaded up on my laptop, which I probably shouldn't be announcing on YouTube in case anyone's watching. But I might see what I could do about maybe working that. We'll see how that all goes. You know what? Before I make this jump, I really ought to check. If I'm not mistaken, the route planner will automatically give me a fuel stop along the way, correct?
It will tell you the last scoopable planet that you should scoop before you run out of fuel.
That would be the next jump.
Star, not
That would be
planet.
the next jump I'm gonna make. Okay, it's gonna be that one. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make the jump, even though I'm very low on fuel. Let's go ahead and jump to the next planetary system.
Josh is a globetrotter now. He works all over the place.
Yes, I don't work in New York, but we have we have an office in New York, and we have an office in Chicago, and we have offices all over Canada, which is where I'm going to be going. Bigly offices, hugely bigly.
I mean, if nothing else, Canada is rather extensive of a country.
Yes, and
it's not small. That's true.
Not exactly.
Small.
And next week I get to go to one of the smaller cities, I suppose you could say. I'll be going to Grand Prairie, Alberta. For those of you who don't know where that is, well,
You mean
nobody
the
knows
states
where
that
that
you're in.
is.
Oh boy. Yeah, there's currently no wall between Canada and the US yet.
We've started building it for you guys, though, because let's help you get that wall up and keep some of those crazy Americans out of Canada. I got to tell you, I had a wonderful reception from most of the people that I spoke to, and I spoke to people on both sides of the political wall, so to speak. It's very interesting to hear both sides, though. It is. And no matter what side they're on, they all agree that the political situation in the U.S. right now is an incredible joke, regardless of who they support.
A bit of a mess.
Yeah, little bit of a mess. So it's very cool. What do I do, Dave G? I work for a startup tech company from San Francisco, and I'm working as a field sales trainer for Canada, or the field sales trainer for Canada.
I do like Charles McManaman's take on your occupation more, though.
Charles says he gets insulted by Chad and burns off his hull while fuel scooping. Yes, that's mostly what I do. In Elite Dangerous, at least. Yeah, something like that. Asteroid clusters. And I also do not find anything of notable interest, so...
Well, then move on.
I'm moving
to be honest,
on.
Keith, we do see a similar kind of development right now in most countries, really. That's not a phenomenon exclusive to the US. You see it in Britain, which are currently really struggling with the Brexit thing. We see it in Germany as well. I mean, there's no big consequences from the shift to the right just yet, but they do constantly grow. They get more votes every time we have to go voting, and it's a bit frightening as well, and it will have some effect at some point. I have no doubt about that, and I don't like it, but we'll see where this goes.
And I will say that Canada is certainly not excluded from that either. Commander Bodomax saying political mess is the biggest thing the UK and the US have in common. Well, okay, so granted the Canadian politics are not quite as messy as the rest of the world, but we have our own political problems with French governments and maybe I'm thinking Quebec politics are a mess.
Has there ever been a heated debate in the Canadian Parliament?
Oh,
is that even possible?
I'm pretty sure it happens on a daily basis. I'm pretty sure that's every government there are heated debates.
A Canadian arguing with another Canadian.
But I mean, it's
how does that work?
Well, they apologize after every heated comment. So. I'm sorry. That's pretty much it. Lot of apologies. but he did nonetheless.
Hey, Dove.
Come on,
Glad to have you along.
supercharge.
Glad
There
you're
we
doing
go.
fine, mate. Nice to see you around.
Absolutely. All right. One more jump to wherever it was that I was jumping to. I don't remember if I had picked a particular type of star.
Should I start with this whole host of patch notes in the meanwhile?
Yes.
Why not? Knock
Yes.
yourself
Let's
out.
go ahead. So, ladies and gentlemen, if
I
you
hope
are...
everyone is comfy, grab yourself a drink, because this could take a while.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have Greytest go ahead now, and while I'm exploring and trying to find interesting things, Greytest is going to go ahead and read us off the Beyond Chapter 4 patch notes.
And if you have any comments, feel free to chuck them in chat. I hope Turgeon will make me aware of any sort of points people want to make regarding these changes. And
I've got
we'll
chat
discuss
up.
Why
them.
would I do that?
I've got chat up on my phone here as well, so feel free to
Awesome.
chime in with your comments in chat, and we'll be happy to not respond to them.
Excellent.
I think
then let's-
Commander Bodamax has it pegged completely right there. He says, just beware, it's still bugged as hell.
Yeah,
I think
it
that'll
kinda-
do. Yeah.
All right, let's hop right in with exploration, new features.
Oh, you mean like how my game just froze and I no longer have any response from my joystick whatsoever? It's
That's
a good...
working as intended, Josh.
Just wait a few seconds. It mostly clears when that happens.
It's a good thing I didn't just accelerate towards the star, but... Oh, there we go. It did just clear up. Okay. Wunderbar.
Interesting.
Okay, great test. 1, 2, 3, take her away.
I don't recall that happening previous, though, right?
No, that's the first time I've seen that happen.
All right. Discovery Scanner upgraded to include access to the new Full Spectral System. Oh, that's what it called? Full Spectral System? Interesting. Scanner mode. Players use the FSS mode to discover stellar bodies, stellar phenomenon, USSs, scenarios, distress calls, mission targets, and more. There is now only one Discovery Scanner available in-game, which is based on the basic variant. Commanders that have purchased either the intermediate or advanced scanners will receive a credit refund. Detailed Surface Scanner upgraded to include access to brand new planet probes. Players can fire probes at bodies to gather data that can be sold. Players can also use these probes to pinpoint places of interest on landable planets, as well as uncover lucrative places in planetary rings to mine. Each body has a probe efficiency target. If the player maps 100% of the body, it's actually 90% because that's basically when it fills up to 100%, but let's just roll with it. If the player maps 100% of the body using either the same or less than the target, they are awarded a bonus. By the way, I recently had an occasion of a very small planet where the efficiency target was 2 probes. So I fired 1 probe on the front side and 1 probe exactly on the back side, and I did not get 90% target. It just wasn't enough. Even though the 2 probes were not overlapping at all, it was not enough. So I think there's still a bit of tweaking they have to do to make that work.
Listen, Greytest, if you're gonna have to probe more than just the front and the back, you got to find another way to probe that planet, okay?
Oh god. I mean, I'm not even gonna say anything to that. Let's keep on moving on here. My god. Added first mapped by tag. The first commander to 100% map a stellar body and sell the data at a port will be named for everyone to see. Oh boy, could I go on about that right now, but I will hold back.
Yes,
Oh.
No, keep going.
Why?
Continue.
Let it flow.
No,
Let it
because
flow.
then Turgeon will follow suit.
Let the anger flow.
We still
through
have
you.
a lot to cover, and if we get to it, I might have a little mention about it later, but let's move on. Players will be unable to map Sol, Aknar, or Alioth, as these systems are already fully mapped.
Or Turgeon.
Revamped
What
look
a
of
surprise.
bonus pop up when selling data.
The shocker is why is the Founders not included in that list? Silly beggars. But then again, why
No
haven't they
clue.
got the Pilots Federation in the Codex? But we'll pass on that. Carry on, Greg.
A credit bonus will be awarded for players that get either 100% first discovered or 100% first mapped in a system, added new things to find, ooh, very elusive, Aura Review added. Players can access the schematic Aura Review of systems from the system map. I bet you've seen that already, but it's always nice to take another look if you have the chance, Josh.
We will show off the orrery. The
and
orrery.
that
One of the most difficult
orrery,
words to say if you're from
that
an Asian
is,
continent. The orrery.
for Germans as well. I mean, that's very high up there next to squirrel.
Squirrel.
Is-
Squirrel.
I'm trying to
But
remember.
that's about it for the exploration news. Next up is the Codex.
Hold on. Let me do this. The Codex. Okay, I just did a little presentation, hand gestures with the Codex on the screen. Okay, go ahead.
Excellent.
Continue.
Thank you. Codex added to the ship's internal in brackets right-hand panel. The Codex contains commander stats, logs important player statistics, session log records important game events for player review, archive holds all text and audio logs taken from the numerous narratives from across the galaxy, which, by the way, is not retroactive. So if you've discovered some audio logs previously, like, for example, the generation ships, you will have to go there again and grab them again to have them in your archive. Yeah.
Love it.
Well
I
played,
love it.
Frontier.
Very well
Audio
done.
logs can be added to the
Do you know, I need a golf
playlist
clap
feature.
on this soundboard, don't I? I need one of those little,
Yeah.
golf clap things.
Well done.
Well done. Discoveries contains either rumored, reported, or discovered entries from across the 42 different galactic regions. Discoveries
Oh.
are broken down
Hold
into
on,
three
hold on,
categories.
is that- so-
Stellar bodies, biological, and geological, and... Oh, what?
So-
3 categories, and they list 4. They also list civilizations.
Oh?
Interesting.
Okay, but
That's
hold
weird.
on. You said that the rumored things will appear in the discoveries.
System scan.
It says contains either rumored, reported, or discovered entries.
I'm going to take a quick look then in the Codex and the discoveries and see... Ooh, look at this. Xenealogical. So there's Guardian Relics and Guardian Codex way out here by the core.
Oh, interesting.
Very interesting, but nothing found...
If I do recall correctly, the rumored stuff is either when a player jumps into a system but doesn't scan the object in question and just moves on, so there is no data being sold about the object. But it's, it's still, he was there, and so they want to take, I think that's what then would be a rumored object. But what I know for sure is that FDEF themselves can kind of inject those rumored discoveries into the codex to, make players go there and find stuff.
What is this? A Thargoid pod. Cyst-like growths are the symptom of Thargoid interference with the planet's ecology. I've never seen that before.
Ew. That sounds like
Ew.
fun.
It's back in the bubble. It's in the Pleiades.
Oh.
But, yeah, look, you can see it on the screen right now.
Shocker.
I just, Inner Orion Spur. Thargoid interceptors, Thargoid scavengers, Thargoid scouts,
those
Thargoid
are the
uplink
things
device.
in those structures, I think. What you have listed there as the Thargoid device, I think those pods were in there in those structures.
Thargoid zits. Planetary pimples. Wunderbar. We got Guardian beacons, Guardian sentinels. Okay, so there's all kinds of cool stuff here.
Next up,
next up.
the last part of the codex would be the knowledge base. In there you have various articles from the rich history and lore of the elite universe, from the history of the superpowers to important characters and corporations. Each article is narrated and can be added to the improved playlist feature.
True,
There's like a little asterisk there. The codex will not include your retroactive discoveries or data. There you go, that's what I just mentioned. This was not something that was planned or we were able to incorporate as part of this feature. Clarification, the archive section of the codex, which is where audio logs, such as generation ship logs, should be historical, but the galactic regions section will not be, nor was ever planned to be. So they are saying these audio logs should be retroactive. Is that the case? Can anybody confirm or deny?
Do you know, that is classic Frontier terminology. It makes no sense. You can read it backwards, forwards. It doesn't make any sense. If anyone can work out what that sentence means, then good luck.
Hello,
Especially
Echo Spark.
when they say the galactic regions will not be historical, like, what does that mean? Like, your own, like, the stuff that you have confirmed yourself? Of course not, because you haven't been at any of the reported features yet, probably. But, I mean, except for the very big ones, probably. But, of course that's not going to be historical. But the audio logs should be, apparently. Huh.
Yeah.
And you've got this insane situation where people are mapping all these systems in the bubble. I mapped it first. Yeah, of course
Sinclair
you do.
says he can confirm, so apparently they at least are retroactive. Okay, that's good. That's good. I was wrong there. I'm sorry.
No, you weren't. It was just Frontier's lack of clarity in communications in their patch notes.
That's so unlike Frontier. Come on.
Isn't it, though?
Come on. Come on, man. Don't be like that.
So basically, you have to check in each individual audio log because there's a fair chance that it'll be there retroactively, but you won't know until you check it. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, basically. All right, next up we have background simulation.
Are you cooking, Commander 41%?
No, cooking. I'm trying to figure out how to launch probes.
You have to be in Super Cruise.
I'm in
and
Super
you have
Cruise.
to be
Maybe I have to.
not
you are in
close
combat
to the
mode. You
have to be
switch
in
over to
analysis.
No, I just switched back to analysis mode. Maybe I have to just be closer.
And you have to be not too close to an item, but you have to be close enough to it.
I thought 12 megameters
I
is...
don't know what the exact distance is, but you know.
Let me take a look at something here. Maybe I have not assigned my probes.
Yeah, no, you have to assign your fire groups. Your surface scanner will be in your fire groups.
That could be why.
Yeah, the DSS will be in the fire groups.
Apparently, I did not assign my surface scanner.
It usually activates when you press the trigger.
There we go.
All right. In the meanwhile, background simulation. Factions can now be in multiple states within each system that they are present. Economic and security status added. War, civil war, and election states are now a 7-day conflict where players engage in activities such as winning conflict zones in war and civil war states and attempt to beat their opponents. Added a new happiness level for each faction that is a combination of various states and influence. Happiness also plays into the expansion state. Civil liberty state added, part of the security status. Added more information to the status tab in the right-hand cockpit panel to help players manage support factions. Existing background simulation states will be reset to none to make way for these new changes. So that's all about the background simulation there.
So basically an entire population of a system, there's a bloke driving around the system with a megaphone saying, "You have no status. No status.
No status here."
That you have to start from scratch. Oh, I thought I was happy, but this bloke was driving around and he says, "I have no status." So
now I'm very indifferent and neutral.
I am neutral, yes. I am completely indifferent. Thank you for that. Yes.
All right, next up, megaships and installations. Added new megaships and installations. Wow!
Cool.
Applicable megaships will move location on a weekly tick. So I guess that will be Thursday again. Next up, scenarios. Added new scenarios with voice-over direction and feedback, and on-screen choices and objectives. Scenarios come in the form of USSs, megaship installations, and conflict zones. Conflict zones are now round-based. Players battle to win a round, which then feeds into the war state. Side objectives can appear if the player completes them, they are awarded a points boost. Once a round has finished, a new one will begin after a short pause.
Oh, speaking
do beware
of...
at the moment, if you're in a system like that and you're trying to win a round, it might just spontaneously jump up several points for the opposition for no reason, without you having done anything. You've just killed some guys and it just jumps up to the opposition. Just for no reason.
I think Plater had some issues with that as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Work in progress.
Furthermore,
they'll
combat
fix it,
specific
probably.
ambient chatter added. Ambient chatter now is what now is now in place throughout the entire game and not just around stations. 3,000 plus lines of NPC dialogue added to support scenario-driven gameplay.
All voice
That's
acted
a lot of
by 2
lines.
people.
Really?
Well, mostly.
No, I'm
No, it's
guessing.
not just Joe Britton and Amelia Tyler, but it usually is. No, there are.
That's just my guess.
There's quite a few. If you listen to the codex, they've got quite a few different voices in there now. So that's.
I mean, the 2 between them could probably do like 40 plus voices.
Yeah, I know. It's like me with a bloody voice changer. Those 2.
Yes, but
except
thank God neither of them sounds that bad. Oh, what are you talking about?
All right. Next up, lighting. Added new lighting model using dynamic exposure. Color grading.
You're a dead man, Josh Hawkins.
Color grading applied to various situations in the game, improving the look and feel of the game world. Added a new night vision mode to ships, fighters, and SRVs to allow players to navigate dark sides of planets, rings, and other areas of the game. So that's all that. Next up, which is a bigger section, we have the Cockpit UI. External ship panel, left-hand side. Combined clear filters option with the set filters option on the navigation panel. Added filters to the transactions tab. Added context-sensitive quick action button to contacts. Oh my god, it sounds so fancy. Such as request docking when targeting a port. Combine sub-targets and inventory into a new target tab with filters. Whew.
Yeah, whew. Holy moly.
I think I'm gonna need a drink for all that text coming up. Let's finish the next section. And
I think
then
I'm
I'll
gonna need a drink for
run.
all that text coming up.
Is that included? Did they include a drink especially for you?
No.
Oh,
I have to get that
Maybe
myself.
that's coming in a patch. Next patch.
The drink
Drinks for greatest added.
new rare commodities, Bavarian beer. in extensive amounts. All right, comms panel, top left, recorded. What? Oh, reordered the tabs, which by the way I'm not happy with. I still think that the second tab now is completely like useless and shouldn't be in the second position. But whatever, that's a different topic. Added
Inefficient.
support for combining channels into one main chat channel or set them as separate tabs. Options added to give the player the ability to combine chat channels into a tab or split them out. Wait, aren't those the exact same points? I think they are. Added the ability to select any commander in a chat channel to interact with them, including invite to wing, invite to crew, voice comms, invite to squadron, block, report, direct comms, and view gamer card where applicable.
No offense, but how often do any of us use any of these? I mean, okay, the console guys.
Wing invite, yes.
This is good for the console guys, I'm sure,
that's
because
true.
the console guys have very much been slighted on this whole communications thing. They've very much been like, never mind about them. So they'll be able to make great use of this. But mostly, let's face it, I mean, on the PC, if anybody's doing this on the PC, this is using Discord.
Well,
Mostly.
but I have to give them that. I do very much like the voice comms in the game because I think they're good. They're crackly. They add to the
it saves me doing
post
post.
You're actually in there.
I'm going to very quickly just once again show off. This is the Aurora review. Since I just did a complete scan of this system. And what we can see here is as we zoom in on these little parts on the orrery, we can actually, ooh, I love it, 3D. We can see the rings around the planet. We can see all the planets in relation to their distance from it. And you get this nice wire mesh model. And if we zoom out, we can go to this area and take a look and see the orbits and everything there as well. So there we go.
Excellent.
Very cool. All right.
Added a binding to select a different chat channel in the input field. If that's still the case, it's not the key that I used to have for that, because that didn't work when I last tested it. I'll have to look into that again to see if I have to bind that again. Combined invitations and multi-crew tabs together into a social tab, which includes multi-crew, find crew join a ship, friends invites, wing invites, and online friends. and a Squadron feed tab added. Next up, the internal panel to the right-hand side added a new Home tab that replaces the previous Status tab, includes new buttons to launch various features, HoloMe, Squadrons, Codecs, Powers, Galnet, etc. Also includes better playlist feedback.
Right over there.
Replaced fire groups 1, 2, 3 with ABC to avoid confusion between group and fire buttons, added new contextual ship tab that replaces the functions tab and includes sections for ship preferences, pilot preferences, and ship stats. Inventory tab now has icon filters instead of text filters, increasing usable screen space. Improved refinery layout that includes the ship's cargo capacity. Updated status tab to now include local faction information, superpower, and power play status. A session log digest, info on finances, and acquired permits, all in a more legible way. New playlist feature that replaces the Galnet player, allowing players to queue and manage several types of media, Galnet news articles, codecs articles, inbox audio logs, etc. Whew!
Holy
Now
moly!
I'm gonna go grab a drink while you guys go a bit exploring, and then we'll continue with the text chat channels.
Well, I did find a
Perfect.
very pretty trinary system here. Let me go ahead and zoom out and show this one a little bit. We have a very big bright star there. I don't know what class it was, but it looks like there are two smaller ones very closely orbiting each other, and they're quite close to this big guy over here. Look at that. Those two are almost like merged into one. You can't really tell it's two stars because they're so darn bright.
They love their bloom.
Oh, the bloom.
They do.
They're gonna blend right in with that one too in just a second.
Mm. Well, you know, to be fair, that's probably exactly what it would look like for
Yeah,
reals.
well, no, and you'd have no retinas left if you were looking at it, but...
True.
let's-
Space retinas.
Space
But
retina's
yeah,
destroyed.
They blend together. Yeah.
Yes, I can't even see them now. Oh, okay, there's one 150 light seconds or so out here. I'm gonna try and... There we go. Oh, those two are orbiting awful close. Let me fly right between these two.
I'm back, guys.
Come on. Come on, a 41% is going to fly between a binary star.
What could
Everybody.
possibly go wrong?
What could
Indeed.
possibly go wrong? They
That-
I
are...
main
like the idea
sequence
of an
is a
Oreos
big
map,
fella.
Sinclair. That sounds delicious.
It would, yeah.
They are awful close to each other, though. Look at that.
The main sequence is a big fella.
Yeah, he is a big
By
fella.
comparison.
Preparing to return to 40, yeah.
Well, we all knew I wasn't going to hold on to that 1% for long, right? Look at that.
Whew.
Very nice. Okay. Almost Mickey Mouse-ish. Just put a big smile underneath those. There we go.
Oh my god. Like, we're not even close to halfway yet.
Keep going, then.
Alright, text chat channels, new star system, white text chat now available, which is pretty cool, I think. Profanity filter added with a toggle to turn it off. Okay.
Yeah, that's wise because their version of profanity is crazy. It
Yeah.
has to be said.
Friends and group management, improved layout and pagination, I love that word, to display large numbers of friends or groups. Display last online activity, improved search functionality, search results are now players only, allowing you to add to friends or to join private group. Improved pop-up to interact with friends, commanders, private groups. Improved visibility of friends' statuses, online plus mode, offline blocked. Okay, I see.
There should be a different word for multiple statuses, like stati.
I know, but I think that's actually wrong. I think it's statuses.
That, well, yes, it is absolutely wrong, but...
Stati sounds more
like
fancy.
nebulae.
Exactly. State.
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 State. Alright, localized Covas. Added 5 free localized Covas packs. Luciana, Spanish. Maxim, Russian. Victoria, Brazilian Portuguese, Gerhard, German, and Amélie, French. There you go. I already tested Gerhard. It's very weird to hear a German voice in a game that I play in a completely English environment.
I have found my next destination.
Squadrons. Players can now create a squadron for a credit fee. I think it's 1 million credits, right? Or browse existing ones to join from the right-hand cockpit panel. Playstyle tags can be used when creating a squadron and as a filter when browsing existing ones. Squadrons can be aligned to a superpower, power, and a faction. Squadron Allegiance page allows in-depth data on chosen faction. Squadrons can take part in the various leaderboards and compete for the top spot. Squadron
Various.
Various?
Yes.
Various? Various?
Various.
All right.
Various.
Squadron Feed tab in the comms panel lists certain events as well as public and internal posts. Squadron management tools applicable to certain ranks. You can invite commanders to join, kick lower ranked members, promote, demote lower ranked members, change lower ranked privileges, create posts, accept applications, set if the squadron is accepting new members, and join in the leader text chat channel.
Pause for one moment. Commander Bodemax is asking. He says, random question. I currently play on Xbox.
That is a very good
but
question.
I'm going to buy a gaming PC in the next couple of months. Do Frontier let you migrate your account if you ask nicely? Because can't be...
Do you know, you could just ask Frontier support because they are extremely helpful people. I don't know if they'll be able to do that. Yeah,
if it's technically possible,
they'll probably just move your credit balance.
Yeah.
But you know, you just ask, because they
on
are
Twitter, for example, they are very helpful.
They're approachable. Yeah. Frontier help is the most helpful of help people. So, you know,
Spooky says they do.
Outright they don't, but just ask them anyway. You know,
that's it. It can't hurt to
Send them
ask.
a box of chocolates.
It can't hurt, especially if many more people have that sort of request. Maybe there will be a change in the future where it will be possible. You never know. So just ask them, make it known, and see what they can do for you. Do I have to go on already?
Yeah. Unless Turgeon wants to take over.
Did you not?
Turgiano wants to take over.
No, I'm gonna keep going.
Poor greatest if I did that. he's just so enamored with Turgiano.
All right, mining.
New
mining processes added. In addition to the standard mining laser process. Surface deposits, material deposits that can be found on the surface of asteroids. Subsurface deposits, material deposits that can be found below the surface of an asteroid. You don't say. Fissures, setting the correct seismic charge into fissure will split the asteroid apart, allowing the deep core materials to be mined. Added new high-value materials. 4 new mining tools added to outfitting. Pulse Wave Analyzer, a scanner used to pinpoint asteroids that support the new extraction processes.
Which looks very cool.
Yeah, I mean they have improved, the distinctiveness of the signals that you get, but I still had a very hard time finding some, destructible asteroids. Regardless, it was not easy. Maybe I was just in a wrong spot in a ring or unlucky. I don't know. Next up, the abrasion blaster used to break off surface materials deposits from asteroids, subsurface displacement missiles. I these things, and the seismic charge launcher.
I just want to agree with Dove Enigma. Says hopefully crossplay someday. Yes, please, that would be freaking awesome.
I mean, for the first time, it has been made available for Fortnite, so we know it's technically possible. I think, just the different parties involved have to kind of agree on it. Like,
well, I mean, come on,
for PlayStation.
If they did it for Fortnite, I mean, Elite Dangerous has got to be right next on that list, right?
Yeah, that's the problem.
I don't think anybody would argue that their server model is pants, basically.
Not
the
only
one
that,
they chose is not working.
And
if they can adopt a different one with crossplay and everything, then fine, just go for it.
Yeah,
I hate to be like super negative here, but it's not going to happen. And you know why?
We know.
Because they cannot merge the three universes. You know, they each have their own discoveries, their own economy.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
cannot. I mean, you could probably like smash the economy together in some way, but the discoveries alone are you know in platform specific. So you cannot bring them together in any sensible.
It's too bad that they can't. At this point, you're right, because you'd have all the first discovered by on each one, and it wouldn't merge very
and
well.
you will probably also have overlapping commander names because I think they're not mutually exclusive. So you would suddenly have players with the same names. So it's just not gonna happen. Would be cool though. I would love to play with the PlayStation and Xbox guys in one universe. Alright, next up we have the new ships. The Great Phantom by Falcon Delays. And there's a bit of flavor text here for it. With a spacious cargo hold and a relatively generous quantity of hard points, the Great Phantom is a versatile ship suited to a range of roles. It has enough firepower to hold its own against large targets and enough straight-line speed to outpace smaller targets. The ship also offers 8 internal compartments, allowing the pilot to tailor the ship to their requirements, and while it lacks the firepower and fighter bay of its sister ship, the Crate Mark II, it is both faster and lighter. I actually built a Crate Phantom, and it's a very capable exploration ship because you can get the jump range up in the 70s range, which is quite incredible.
I know you're not looking at chat because you're reading, but there's some very interesting things going up there. Basically saying that we all share the same discoveries.
It's all cross.
So is it, in fact? I mean, do we have confirmation of that? Is it documented anywhere that that is, in fact, the case? Because if it is, that's awesome. Discoveries would be very cool.
If you have a source for that, I would love to look into it, but I was almost 100% sure that it. If it is, then I've been totally wrong on that, and I'm very sorry for misinforming people here.
Well, there's a lot of people saying it is, in fact, shared.
Okay, well then, if it's now proven technically possible, you know, by the example of Fortnite, and there is no conflict of any sort of data in the universes themselves, then yeah, why do we not have crossplay already? Get on that.
Why? Why indeed? I got a world here somewhere.
We also have the Mamba, based by Zorgan Peterson, by the way, based on an unreleased racing prototype. The Mamba is one of the fastest ships in production. It can also deliver a lot of punishment, boasting 1 huge and 2 large. Doesn't that? It has 2 small ones as well, but they're just not even mentioning them here. This emphasis on firepower and speed means the ship can hit hard and fast, vanishing before the target has a chance. Comparisons to the Federlands, also produced by Zorgan Peterson, will be inevitable, but the Mamba is in fact faster in a straight line while being slightly less maneuverable. I'm not going to go through data pick.
It's smuggling
Yeah,
ship. That's what it's
basically.
for. It is. Stick clean drives on it. Cargo capacity. Get some smuggling going. That's what it's for. Be Han Solo. Be the Han Solo you want to be. That's what it's for.
You've always wanted to
Even
be.
though the Great Phantom would,
You know
just
you
going
want
by the
it.
looks, be the much more appropriate ship for being Han Solo.
Yeah, be the Phantom.
Because it's basically a Millennium Falcon.
It is. It is. That's what it's for. Yeah.
It just needs the offset standout cockpit, and we are there, basically. All right,
I
quality
found
of
it.
life improvements. What did you find?
The water world.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I feel very accomplished. All right.
Display a notification icon to indicate new bindings are available to the player. So that's whenever you have bindings not set, you will have this little icon next to the options and the respective section in the controls to alert you of missing bindings.
I could show
Which is
that.
very helpful.
Let's see. I probably have at least one. No, I don't. But it would show up right over here on this control list. Like a little exclamation mark.
Starport contacts now displayed as a grid rather than a flat list. Added icon to info panel to show players if their ship or SRV lights are on, which is confirmed Adam Wood's favorite feature of this update.
Yeah.
Looking at it right now.
Audio
I get the
options
feeling that he
screen.
drives around in country lanes at night with his main beams on and goes, "Oh no, I've left the beams on," when he runs the toilet. It must be something like that.
Audio options screen. Added wave scanner auto ducking.
Auto ducking?
What is auto ducking?
That's when your duck automatically quacks for you. I don't know. What the hell?
What?
Auto ducking?
Yeah, it says auto ducking with a U in there, not docking.
The
ducking.
wave scanner auto ducks?
Yeah.
Is the wave
Like-
scanner like the turret that
Is-
pops up on top of a SRV?
No, the wave scanner is the thing in front of the cockpit SRE that scans across for surface nodes.
Maybe it's like the turret. Maybe now it somehow
Maybe-
pops up and down.
Maybe the SRE is now a duck dispenser.
Yes.
Disable this to hear the SRV wave scanner more clearly at high speeds. Okay, I see. So auto ducking is a audio term describing volume adjustment, apparently. Very interesting.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Audio
now we know what
options
auto
screen
ducking
is reorganized for more clarity and ease of use. Restore defaults button added. The default position on the audio volume sliders is now indicated. The child volume sliders can now be boosted above the default value. Important note, your volume sliders will be reset to default position when you first run 3.3. Boy, did I feel that when I boosted in my crate, I think it was. That was loud.
Well, maybe you should have had the auto ducking feature on.
I love that term. So I think that's my favorite thing now.
Is it an actual thing, though? Auto duck is... Okay, wait. Commander Tarantula says, auto duck is then 2 sound play at once and 1 is lowered auto. I think what he's saying is if there's 2 sounds playing simultaneously, one of them automatically gets lowered down.
Yeah, that's what auto ducking is. Yeah.
Okay, I have the official Wikipedia entry here. Ducking is an audio effect commonly used in radio and pop music, especially dance music. In ducking, the level of one audio signal is reduced by the presence of another signal. In radio, this can typically be achieved by lowering, in brackets, ducking, the volume of a secondary audio track when the primary track starts, and lifting the volume again when the primary track is finished.
Oh, I know exactly what that is. That happens in my car when I have Android Auto on. So when my GPS starts, when it wants to notify me of a turn, my radio, whatever I'm playing on the radio, just kind of like lowers down to a low level, and then the girl's like, turn right in 30 meters.
Exactly.
I have auto ducking. There we go. I'm so happy.
Yeah, good to see
Best
everything.
term ever.
There you go.
Alright, next up, bug fixes and improvements. This update includes well over 2,000 fixes. It's sad that it's not over 9,000. That
Do you
would
know,
have been
you
more
shouldn't really be bragging about that, should
Yeah,
you?
how many
Yeah,
does
I know.
it create?
You know?
Yeah, for various various?
Yes.
Various.
It's okay. This is why I had you read it, Great Test. We're improving your English.
I'm so thankful.
I know.
Various issues that have been discovered and investigated during the development process. For the sake of clarity, we have primarily listed below fixes for issues that have been reported to us by the community or other significant changes. So these are organized by ships, and I will just go through each of them, I think.
But hold on. Before you do, Commander Bodomax would like you to read all 2,000 bugs that have been fixed, please.
Well, I can only read the one that's listed here. I can.
No, we want all 2,000.
So they're bragging about 2,000, but they haven't listed every single one. Well, I'm calling shenanigans.
I will page about it, and if I do receive the full list of 2,000 fixes, I will read them out to you. Who requested that?
Commander Bodamax.
Commander Bodamax.
All right,
There you
Commander
are.
Bodamax, you will
A
be
special
here when that
file.
happens, and you will listen to all 2,000 of them.
You
No
will
escape.
listen.
All right.
Oh, what
Starting
was that?
with the Adder, fixed clipping issue when deploying weapons. Alliance Challenger, fixed misplaced caustic damage decals, fixed missing engine trails, fixed ship ID cameras being swapped. Alliance Chieftain, fixed very quiet multi-cannons. Did they have like silencers on them? Or what?
Very quiet multi-cannons. Why would one
Anaconda,
ship in particular have very quiet multi-cannons? What's going on
your
with that?
your
That
favorite
is
ship,
very strange, right?
Trojan. Your favorite
Yes,
ship,
my
Anaconda,
favorite.
fixed size.
Have they
3
fixed the
hardpoint.
mass so that it actually has 800 tons of mass now?
No.
Oh, no, they haven't. Well, I'm
What
not
they did
interested
fix
then.
is the size 3 hardpoint doors getting in the way of the size 4 hardpoint, and
Whoopee.
corrected mirrored text on the external panel.
It's only taken 4 years. Maybe it'll take them another 4 years to fix the mass back to what it should be.
Not gonna happen, but you can keep.
No.
You can keep.
I'll keep annoying them about
fussing
it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm never going to let them forget that.
Next up, Asp Scout added correct material to the reverse thrusters. Diamond Bed Explorer fixed a level of detail issues with hardpoint covers. Fixed gap in cockpit. Well, that sounds unhealthy if you have a gap in the cockpit.
Right, okay.
Eagle fixed paintwork showing wear even when at 100%. F-63 Condor corrected mirrored external decals. Federal Dropship fixed thermal vent placement. Federal Gunship fixed engine flaps animating incorrectly. Guardian
Good.
Fighters fixed small Guardian Gauss cannon clipping through the hardpoint when deployed, and corrected the left and right cockpit panel positions. Imperial Clipper fixed floating cockpit geometry. Imperial Cutter fixed some mirror text on external panels. Imperial Eagle fixed incorrect shadow being used, fixed gaps in cockpit when using ED Tracker or VR. Wait, the cockpit geometry changed when you used VR instead of the normal game? That's interesting.
That is very interesting. And why would it change exactly?
I don't know. Imperial Fighter fixed clipping when docking with Mothership.
Wow.
Crate Mark II fixed Z-fighting in cockpit. Landing gear now lines up with ship door. That's helpful.
These planets
Fixed
are
the
super bright
engine
here, by the
boost
way.
sound effects sounding like hello. I love that patch note.
The engine sound effects sounded like hello.
Apparently they did. I didn't completely notice that, but maybe people complained about it, and that's why we have it in the patch notes.
Okay.
Decreased
Okay,
brightness of the red proximity warning lights. Oh yeah, those were a bit annoying. I see that. Fixed overly scratched cockpit glass. Wait, somebody actually
Overly scratched.
went out and polished our cockpits.
Yep.
I like it.
They went out and buffed the windows.
Corrected the order of its bobblehead slots. Yeah, that was messed up as well. That's true. Type 10 fixed cockpit seat being incorrectly placed.
Huh.
Interesting. Fixed various model issues. Fixed winglets not animating correctly. Type 6. Fixed gap in between ship body and thrusters. Type 7. Fixed hole in the side of the ship.
Yeah, that's definitely fix that, please.
Can now put a size 2 passenger cabin in the size 2 slot. Type 9. Fixed the schematic having incorrect drives. Fixed engine VFX, visual effects, being too far behind the actual thruster. Viper Mark III fixed paintwork showing wear even when at 100%. And now we have AI. Fixed situations where security ships and Thargoids could incorrectly start attacking each other. Fixed NPC ships charging FSD with weapons still active. Cheaters. Ensure the terrorist archetype always comes with a bounty. Fixed authority ships occasionally firing plasma rounds when scanning ships. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Let me scan you and have a plasma round while we're at it.
Have a nice day. Pow.
Fixed NPC having no FSD cooldown after being interdicted. Well, so they're actually nerfing the NPCs for a little bit. I like that. Should have done that earlier, to be honest. Destroying an NPC power plant now takes the ship down to 40% power, in line with player ship behavior. Why are they bringing all this in line with the player ships just now? Why didn't that happen earlier?
Why would they do it earlier? Makes no sense. Come on.
Alright, not gonna complain, they're fixing it now, better late than never. NPC ships should use the reboot repair option when drives are at 0%. So overall, just NPCs now abiding the rules that we have to abide by. Interesting.
Yes, we always have had to.
Avatar animations. Correctly invert the joystick animations if the controls are inverted. Interesting detail there.
That is interesting, yeah.
Why ever you would want to invert your pitch or roll, but okay.
There are some people who like it backwards.
System scan.
Language.
I said backwards.
Wording. Alright, Cockpit UI. Correctly display if a targeted ship is in a wing or multi-crew. It actually says multi-crew. When firing weapons while looking at the module panel, the ammo count will now properly update. Widened the target panel to fit in longer ship names. Ensure ammo count is correct on the module tab after reloading weapons. Ensure commander names are always displayed in the comms panel. Ensure module priority is retained after ship destruction. Comms panel will no longer expand without focusing on it if players leave the ship's multi-crew session. Fix the navigation panel not displaying the correct destination system when in hyperspace in some cases. Ensure completed and finished community goals are cleared from the transactions tab. Well, yeah, that was annoying. Good stuff. Make chat messages time display the same time as the galaxy time when using a machine in a different time zone. How many times can I fit the word time in a sentence containing the word time?
Read that one more time, please.
Make chat messages time display the same time as the galaxy time when using a machine in a different time zone. Oh my god.
I mean,
I think I know what they mean, but it's very weirdly worded.
It is. It's one of those things that after you write it out and you just kind of read it to yourself, you're like, maybe I should change that. I would have changed it. I would have definitely changed it.
Fixed an issue that caused inbox messages to show incorrect and sometimes invalid times and dates, PS4 only. Fixed some inbox messages not clearing the notification icon once read. Yeah, that was super annoying. I had so many unread messages that were actually read. Fixed overlapping text between inbox message, subject, and date. Fixed cases where the fuel bar incorrectly indicates that the player has enough fuel to make a jump that it actually can't. I need a break. Let's do some exploring.
How far are we into that, by the way? Just to get an idea of how much they've actually changed.
Roughly at the halfway mark.
Okay, well, let's get a big round of applause for Greytest for reading roughly half of the patch notes. Thank you very much, Greytest, for entertaining us with your incredible patch note reading.
It is so entertaining.
And now you know how to say various properly. All right, we are doing some exploration right now, and if you're just joining in the show, welcome to the Brocast. My name is Commander Josh Hawkins. The gentleman you've been listening to for the past hour, going on and on and on with patch notes, is Commander Greytest.
Thank you, guys. Hello, Niam.
And we have lurking in here somewhere a Commander Turgeon Starstone. Like I said, somewhere lurking in the channel. He may have fallen asleep. Greytest, your reading of the patch notes was so soothing.
Fair enough.
I mean,
I don't blame him.
Yes, I don't blame him either. It was very soothing. Thank you very much. So Commander...
We're nowhere near 2000. Keep going.
We are nowhere near 2000. That's absolutely right. I have just kind of been picking random places to jump to here, and I've been jumping in the hopes of maybe finding something. My method when I explore is always to jump on the galaxy map, and what I do is I look at the tiniest stars way off in the distance to see, like I see one right up over here that's very, very far away.
I see a lot of black holes.
Yes, there are a lot of black holes. What I typically do is I pan left or right like this, and I look at stars, obviously the ones in the foreground move very quickly, the ones in the background move a lot slower, but the ones in the background that are moving very, very slowly and are very, very bright are far away, and that gives me something like, oh, okay, they're very far away, but yet they're very bright.
Those are sometimes giants.
Yes, they often are, and I mean, like, you could probably spot a couple. I see a few blue ones. I tend to go for the ones that are white because they're a little bit rarer, like this one here that I've selected here, and I've set as a destination. It's about 700 light years away. You may notice I am actually going in the direction of the bubbles, so yes, I am slowly but surely making my way home.
Another 4 years to get back.
Yep, something like that. And of course, at the same time as I'm looking in these background stars, I'm also scanning for planetary nebula and stuff.
Says, "Who are you guys who's going to attend the Distant Worlds 2 expedition?" Well, Josh should just stay where he is, and then he can sort of like piggyback along when he's halfway through.
They'll bump into me somewhere or another. But
I mean, I intend to be on that, but I'm still waiting for them to fix the FSS, so it's going to be a short trip for me if they don't.
Well, I need
it for filming purposes. I have stories planned.
Nice.
So yeah, I should be going on that.
I do certainly plan on attending since I'm part of the organization team. It's just a matter of if I find the time, because the whole 3 months of the next year will be study time for me. First, theory part of my studies, and I do not know how my schedule will look, but I think I'll be able to squeeze the jumping in there somewhere and be along for the ride. Certainly don't want to miss out on it.
One of the notable updates in Beyond Chapter 4 is the exploration changes, which we are, well, as you can see, what I've been doing for the past hour, while Greatest has been so kindly reading those patch notes, is exploring. And what I'm looking for, of course, are notable stellar phenomena, which there are quite a number of them in the game. Apparently, I've never really had luck finding the rare things, at least not on live streams. But we're going to keep jumping and keep scanning and hopefully find something. Once in a while I stop if I find the systems particularly interesting, or if my OCD kicks in, I scan every single planet in there. So sorry if I'm scanning a lot of rocky and ice planets, but it's all worth something now, and it'll be very interesting to see, when I do get back, how much money I actually make from this new exploration, which hopefully will be more than...
Aquatic Borealis, no, Distant Worlds 2 shouldn't be hard to keep up with. I do not currently have the exact number in my head, but I think they're calculating with, like, I don't know, half an hour of jumping per day, roughly. So you should totally be able to do that on the weekend if necessary. It's like, if I remember correctly, it's usually like a few thousand light years between the different waypoints, and you have like 2 to 3 days to cover the distance. So it's not
usually quite
much.
a gap. Yeah.
Christopher T asks, do you have a suggested key binding arrangement for the new FSS? I don't mind showing off the key bindings here, and I did promise a video. It's something that I will put together in the near future since it's actually released live. Now, I was a little hesitant to make it during the beta because things change, and I certainly would not be going back and changing the video since it takes way too long to do. But if you'd like, I will very quickly show off my bindings because I find it very efficient, and I spent a little bit of time getting it set up. I certainly wouldn't consider changing it. This is, of course, for the X52 Pro. So...
Thudbucker says, I wonder just how many different payment plans Josh's data has covered.
Yeah, oh my god.
There's ancient discovery data in your file, in your log somewhere.
I have a feeling I'm going to get back and they're going to be like, we're sorry, we can't pay you for those planets.
He probably has Rexla in there, and the only reason why Rexla hasn't been found yet is because Josh was holding on to the data.
It's very possible.
And for once, we would not be able to blame Ascorbius for it, but we would actually have to blame Josh.
We'd blame Ascorbius anyway, but realistically,
you're right.
Put Josh's name on there.
So here it is, full spectrum system scanner. Enter FSS mode. I have bound to this is the little wheel key on the throttle. So I click that with my index finger. Camera pitch and camera yaw are set to regular. Those are the joystick. Yaw is also the twist. It's just duplicated. It works exactly the same way. Zoom into target, zoom out to target. I'm using the square hat key up and down. Stepped zoom in is the wheel. Oh, goodness, I don't remember which one it is. Which one is that? X52. You know what? Step zoom you very rarely use. You really only use it if there's multiple things kind of overlapping one another. But I believe that is one of the wheels, the spinny wheels on the throttle itself. No, that's the tuning. Okay, so I don't even know what the hell that is. Stepped zoom in. I'll have to figure out which one that is. X52 Pro, 17 and 18. Anyhow, I've only used it once in multiple exploration sessions, so it's really not that important. The tuning and tune right and tune left, again, this does the exact same thing. I have it to the left and right on the square hat, and I also have it to the spinny on the throttle. I never use that one. I always use just left and right on the square hat. The discovery scan itself, the ping is the main trigger. Leaving FSS is the A key on the right on the throttle. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. That basically gets it all done, and it's very efficient. If you use that setup and you enjoy it, or you have other suggestions on how you think you can make that more efficient, leave me a comment. Let me know. And we're going to go right back to scanning.
Yeah, I think we'll have to unfriend Sinclair.
Why is that?
For his comments in chat there. I used to have a Vauxhall Nova. Yes, I get me coat. Yes, unfriended.
Is that a British joke that I just don't get?
Yeah. What was the joke?
Yeah.
I mean, I know what a Vauxhall Nova is.
Yeah, never mind.
But okay. Moving swiftly on. Commodities market. Fixed UI spacing issues with the commodities screen. Controllers / inputs, apparently. Fixed the Thrustmaster HOTAS S4 not appearing in the control screen. Ensure default mappings appear for the Thrustmaster HOTAS 4. HOTAS S4? Whatever. Console achievements. Added 3 new trophies on PlayStation 4. Added 10 new achievements on Xbox One. Interesting, but okay. CQC. Fixed a potential server disconnect when using beam lasers in CQC. What?
Did they fix all of the scenery disappearing spontaneously?
Hold on. There was a potential server disconnect when using beam lasers. Are you kidding me?
That one I haven't seen, actually. You see, I have seen all the scenery disappearing on multiple occasions.
And that's why nobody plays CQC, right?
Well, they only have 2 fixes. The second one being fixed CQC structures disappearing when Authority machine leaves the match. What? Okay.
Right, okay. Have they fixed it not having like even the Taipan or the Guardian fighters in? Have you fixed that, Frontier? Have you?
To be honest,
no, you haven't.
I think CQC is pretty much the unwanted child by now.
Which is really unfortunate because it is a lot of fun.
It can be a lot of fun.
A lot more fun than anything else, to be honest, a lot of the time.
Crashes, stability, and performance. Fixed a hang that could occur whilst fighting a Thargoid interceptor. Fixed crash that could occur when a fighter pilot is docking. On PS4 when in multi-crew. Whilst docking at Chilomi Orbital and Cubio.
Docking at one specific station caused
Apparently,
a problem. What is going on here?
Station could cause a crash, yes. Fixed crash that
so
could occur
weird.
with power play data. Very unspecific, but okay. Fixed crash that could occur when selecting the galaxy map from the transactions tab. When exiting multi-crew. Whilst reading an inbox message during a hyperspace jump, or
standing on one leg and whistling on a Tuesday.
It's amazing how they pinpointed that, though. I mean, that's a very specific bug.
And whilst deploying a fighter when in a multi-crew session.
Who deliberately goes out of their way to create these situations?
There's more. Like, these are all crash fixes, so I'm gonna omit the first part and reading that over and over again.
Can I?
All crashes.
Okay, well, hold on one second. You know, I see some comments like Sinclair saying remove CQC, bouncy stigments, Aquatic Borealis. Brother Sabathia says CQC is fun. Just the main game takes up so much time that nobody plays it. You know. I think one of the problems with CQC is that you access it from the main menu. If there was a location in the game that you could fly to and dock your ship and then join in to a CQC match, and there was like some type of space arena, I think people would probably go and do it more often.
Agree.
Maybe multiple places throughout the bubble. There could be like stadiums throughout the bubble, and then
it's
maybe
all telepresence, isn't it?
Yeah,
so,
and then,
I mean, why
and
can't
then
you,
maybe
if you're like in the middle of nowhere out the black like you are, and you get a bit bored, and you say, "Oh, I've been out here too long." Why can't you just from your ship just log in telepresence to a CQC
No,
match?
forget
You
the
could do that,
telepresence
couldn't
thing.
you?
I don't like the telepresence thing. Forget telepresence. I want people to
They have no
actually
choice.
fly there and have multiple places. Like you don't go to a football match by. I mean, okay, yes, you could watch it on TV, but if you really want to enjoy it, or if you want to play in the football match, you actually have to go there. Okay, and I meant football. I was saying football for the Europeans, of course, because I don't watch American football, but. You know, and the idea here is that if you had locations, let's say these space stadiums, where you actually had to go in order to participate, you could potentially have people go there to watch these matches too, and then, you know, when you go into a space station, on those big displays that are in front of the station, #1 CQC player in sector whatever, and have the name of the commander there. It would make it so much more interactive.
Yeah,
Anyway.
true.
Sorry, I'm just
Voices
venting.
over the TI in the
All
area.
right. Moving on with the weird crashes that could occur when handing in a mission, when dropping out of supercruise at a port, fixed frame rate issues after diving on a planet's surface for an amount of time, fixed crash that could occur during ship reboot repair, fixed a crash that could occur when exiting the galaxy map whilst loading into the game, when opening the system map, when dropping into planetary rings, when loading into the game.
Do you know, could they just have said fixed a shed load of crashes and then not
think
said? We would have accepted that.
Closer to that 2000 number here.
Yeah, there's a sweepstake in the Frontier offices, obviously.
Yeah. When
You know?
switching screen resolutions, when plugging in a controller, as a player joins a multi-crew ship that is near a volcanic POI, that's very
This is just
specific.
getting a bit embarrassing that these crashes happened at all. I wouldn't be mentioning them if I was them. I would just be saying,
I
fixed
mean,
crash,
game
not
development
mentioning
is
what it was.
is a big beast
just
and a
embarrassing.
complex one, so you never know what kind of weird stuff can happen. It's just funny, like these all very specific details. I mean,
They are very specific.
it's nice that they are fixed, so why
Lots
not?
of okay. So you know what? We don't have to read every single
There's only
crash
3
they
more,
fixed.
then we move on with something else.
Oh, there's
so
an
we have
Earth-like world
one-
next to this neutron star. Yeah,
Well, have you got an Earth-like? Ooh,
I've
no,
got an
no.
Earth-like and a neutron star system. Let's find
They
it.
fixed a crash that could occur when fighting a Hydra, when switching between a mothership and fighter, and last but not least, if multiple commanders playing on either PS4 or Xbox One were on a planet's surface in their SREs. That was a big one. I do remember many people having concerns about that one when we planned for Distant Worlds 2. But now it should be fixed, so that's good.
And a water
Have they
world.
fixed SRVs randomly blowing up when you hit a pebble when there's more than one?
Yeah,
pebble?
someone put that in there.
Pebbles
The
of
Pebble of
Dooms are still a
Doom.
thing.
Pebble of Doom.
No. There you go, you see.
Unfortunately.
Oh, well.
Now, of course, I have to go scan these planets and get my name on them.
Yeah, of course.
First, we will do the 100% scan of these.
So we continue with crime and punishment. Ensure a power play bounty does not cause a premium for transporting the ship it was incurred on. Engineering corrected some inconsistencies in engineer descriptions, added a line to explain that pinned blueprints may differ if applied to a different module. Ensure there is room to display the modified icon even with long module names. Balance pass on the high yield shells engineering special. Reduced the grade thresholds for the Colonia engineers. Fighter crew. Fixed instance where fighter crew in control of the mothership were trying to use FSD when the ship was nav locked to another ship, causing ship to become unresponsive to player input. Very weird, but okay. Fixed typo in crew launch, and fixed fighter crew sometimes struggling to dock a fighter with its mothership. I had a very different kind of thing happen to me. I don't think it was exclusively in beta. I think it was also in the live game, where my fighter pilot would, on a regular basis, in the fighter, I was in my mothership, and the fighter pilot was out there doing his thing. And at some point, after a couple of minutes or so, he would just become completely unresponsive. He would not attack any enemies anymore, but he would also not respond to my docking requests, for example, to have him dock again. He would just float next to me and be completely useless. And that does not pop up here in the fixes, so I'm concerned that might still be in there. I might have to take a look and do some testing.
That's what I regard all NPC crew as anyway. Useless. So
Well,
yeah.
not in that way, though.
Well, they're
Galaxy
more
map.
useful than jumping into the fighter yourself, because the second you jump into the
They're
fighter,
just greedy.
no, the
They're just
second you
greedy
jump into
beggars.
the fighter, anything you're attacking just turns on you and destroys you in 1 second, which doesn't make any sense at all.
Galaxy map. Fixed systems controlled by Pilots Federation not appearing under the civilization filter. Apparently, the Pilots Federation is not a civilization.
Well, you know, it's not in the codex, is it, Frontier? Hey?
Selected filter settings remain selected when changing map configurations. Now we have a general set of, I don't know, fixes, changes, whatever. Pack hound missiles no longer clip through planet landscapes. Fixed odd visual effects artifacts on ship's drives when at low throttle. Ensure player set pips are retained when the ship is dismissed and recalled. Tweak the position of the interdiction UI element in the 3 Alliance ships. Search and rescue plus-minus buttons now increase-decrease if held down. Fixed incorrect ship schematics displaying inside some ships' cockpits. Unified the Galnet logos to be the one with 7 points in all screens. That's also very specific and interesting. And we might, that to me, that is very interesting, because the other variant of the Galnet logo had 8 points, if I do recall correctly, and people were making connections to the Thargoids there.
Oh, yes.
Apparently they didn't want that, so now the Galnet logo has 7 points. Fixed unreachable listening post in the HIP 16753 system. Why was it unreachable? I'm curious now.
Hey? I don't know.
Was it like too far away to jump to, or what's going on there?
Well, you'll never find out now because it's fixed, isn't it?
Does anybody know in chat? That seems very curious. Right, fixed missing text in the rhenium material description. Fixed incorrect details title for chemical processes material description. Added missing independent icon where applicable. Next up, one fix for the generation ships. Removed the unnecessary warnings when firing weapons near a generation ship. Yeah, because there's nobody living on there anymore who could complain, right? Guardian beacons corrected some text errors. Fix for visual effects disappearing when scanned. Fixed level of detail issues on beacon. Fixed pylons animating before fully powered. Fixed oversized physics. Wait, what? How can physics be oversized? What? Fixed pylon light clipping through ships, and fixed ships being able to clip through the orb. Interesting. Next up, installations. Added a new spacebar, the orange Sidewinder. I like it. Listening posts. Fixed typos in the Alpha Centauri B1 listening post. Livery items. Fixed level of detail issue with onion head decal. Ooh, interesting. I vaguely recall that there was an issue with that, but I haven't used that in a while. I only used that one on my Cobra Mark III with the onion head paint job. Localization / text. Fixed truncated search and rescue agent text in Russian. Corrected typo in synthetic meat commodity description. And fixed typo in carbon class star description. Materials. Fixed description errors with delta, epsilon, and gamma obelisk data. Fixed Pisces? Is that Pisces cobble?
Pisces cobbles,
Pisces,
yeah.
yes, the Pisces cobble.
Pisces cobble being hard to collect. Increased the drop rate of more common guardian materials. Fixed the crystalline cluster model. Fixed strange wake solutions description typo. Reduced the chance of my god, there's so many typos in these patch notes.
I am so
Fixed
glad that I'm
typos in
having you
patch
read
notes,
this.
yeah.
They need a patch note for the typo fixes in the patch notes. My god.
Yeah.
Hello, Danny Powers in chat.
Reduce the chance of the mineral deposits spawning inside surface rocks, I guess is what they're trying to say here. Megaships. Ensure that rescue ships offer the limpid restock service. Ensure players don't get stuck in the Alcatraz class prison in HIP 17962 system when dropping out at its location.
Which would be amusing, but
Which would be very amusing if you're stuck in a prison class ship.
Escape from Alcatraz, yeah.
Exactly.
Next up, we have a whole host of missions fixes coming up. Oh boy, we still have some way to go, boys.
If you want to just kind of like scan through, and if you think something is irrelevant, then maybe just
interesting.
Skip it. Yeah.
Just read the interesting ones.
But alright, let's see.
Because you're gonna have to squeeze it all into the next 30 minutes, otherwise.
I mean, yeah, I can do it. It's not it's not super long anymore.
No, Christopher, we're not punishing Greatest. He's doing it to himself. This is like an act of self-flagellation. I have no idea why he's chosen to do it, but there you go. That's Greatest.
I asked him to read the patch notes. I didn't think he was gonna read every single thing, including punctuation.
You see. It's competition with Nuke. Nuke will tell him off if he misses one.
To be honest, I haven't read them myself yet. At least not in every single point in there. So it's not actually bad to see if there's anything curious in there, which we did find the odd thing already.
You know that I am going to change the title of this to Greatest reads the patch notes.
Go right ahead.
There's Earth-like around a neutron star.
I can try to scan through. It's not going to be that much faster, though, because I have to read them and understand what they're saying on my own and then see if it's important or not. So if you guys can bear with me, I might as well just read them.
Yeah, but hang on just 1 second. I just got to this Earth-like world, and it looks like it's already been mapped. Look at it.
Possible.
Certainly does look like it.
It does.
Quite possible.
But
have you run a circle?
No, I'm pretty sure I did not run a circle. So,
see, look at the mission, the system map. If you have the data for that planet.
System map, right? Okay, so.
Charles McManamy says it's a bug. It's happened to me before as well. That's a bug. Josh says Keith as well. So there you go.
It says 0% mapped. So yeah. Okay. Well, we'll.
So I guess it's just a visual bug then.
Must be.
Yeah, this is kind of the things we're talking about, Fancy Stickman, when we say it still needs to be fixed. The FSS is very much a work in progress, and expect to see several patches over the next couple of weeks, fixing all of the various problems with it.
Exactly, Joseph K. Ordnung muss sein. Apparently you can relog to fix that, Josh, if you so desire.
I'm gonna give it a shot like this and just see what happens. Let's see if I can get a
Well, don't give it more than 7 shots to reach your efficiency goal.
Hey, I know what my efficiency goal is. It's just I don't see what's actually.
I'm your
being marked
efficiency
here.
supervisor here. I have to keep tabs on you.
I think I know. I think I got it. Yeah, I did. Efficiency achieved.
I'm proud
Canadians
of you.
are quite efficient. Okay. Well, I got it. Still no notable stellar phenomenon, unfortunately, but
Well, yeah, Nuke, you got me there.
what did Nuke say?
It's a German
Ordnung muss sein. Tell that to Gray when he's playing Arma. Yeah, in Arma I tend to be a bit chaotic. Let's say.
What's Ordnung muss sein?
Ordnung muss sein means oh, how do I translate that so it properly translates? I don't know.
We'll translate
guess.
it word for word first, and then we'll try to let's play a game. We'll try to figure out what it means by the direct translation, the literal translation. Let's see.
Well, what is Ordnung in English? I think it's like order.
Well, order.
It's,
Order.
yeah, it kind of is, but I don't think it's the exact same meaning. Yeah, order is mandatory would be the exact word for word translation, I guess.
Orders mandatory. Okay.
So everything has to be in order, basically.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's an efficiency quote, basically.
Yeah,
Or
it's,
it's more like an OCD thing.
yeah, there must be order. You must have order. That's what
Order has to be maintained at all times.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that is Great Test, our resident
Except for
efficiency
armor.
expert.
Apparently.
Order must be, says Andy P. Order is
Yeah.
mandatory. Okay.
Well, that's if you
Yes, Killicup
really
says
deeply
that's
work
called
for it.
OCD. That's exactly what it is.
All right. I'm just gonna continue reading.
All right. Yeah, he has no
We're-
choice. He has no
No,
choice.
and it's not that much more. I think in 10 minutes or so we will be through this, so let's go.
Okay, we've come this
Missions.
far. We can't turn around now.
Ordnung muss sein. Missions. Increased wing delivery mission payouts. Fixed federal rank not increasing when successfully completing applicable missions. Fixed for valid massacre targets not counting towards mission progress. Fixed USS not spawning for wet work missions. Corrected some massacre missions that had inconsistent rewards for numbers of targets. Stop missions requesting cargo that it views as illegal. Federal mission asking for Imperial slaves, for example. That's very good. Balance pass on superpower reputation gain. Added destination faction to passenger VIP missions. Updated mission wording to reflect that ports in lockdown do not have access to their commodities market. Stop planetary scan missions, sending players to scan mission-giving faction. Allow kills outside target system to count in assassination missions. Fixes ships appearing to not be mission targets when they leave the target system. Oh, okay. Ensure follow-on missions spawn at the player's current reputation level. That could also be a nerf, in my mind, but okay. Added extra info to time bonus mission objectives. Altered massacre faction selection to prevent the target faction generator from picking the same target that is giving the mission.
Yeah, it always freaks me out
Please
when you
massacre
get
some of our people. Thank
like
you.
that. Yeah, that's the
Delivery
same as go and mine some cobalt and here's some cobalt as a reward. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I think they could have fixed that. There you go.
Delivery and smuggle missions now warn players about being cargo-laden and reduced jump range. Reduce chance planetary scan chooses POI owned by mission giver. Added missing hand in faction information to delivery missions.
That's a classic one from Anton in chat there. He says they added the plastic cone for players to prevent them from scratching or banging their head on the desk due to the convolution of the new features. Yes, the cone of shame, everybody.
And fixed race mission wrinkles. What? Fixed race mission wrinkles appearing with very little time to complete them.
Can you say that 3 times
Okay.
fast?
No. I can try,
Mission
but
wrinkles.
I'm gonna try once real fast.
Okay, do it.
Fixed race mission wrinkles appearing with very little time to complete them. Almost. Alright, multi-crew. Fixed the saved plotted route being cleared when entering multi-crew. That's nice. That's a quality of life improvement. Fixed geyser particle effects not appearing for a multi-crew crew member. That's good. Oh, we have some network fixes in here. Hold on to your pants, everyone. Fixed situations where NPC ships could disappear from supercruise when a player drops out of supercruise.
Huh?
Okay.
Fix a
So I
situation
guess-
where NPC ships...
Could disappear from supercruise when a player drops out of supercruise. So I guess what they mean is if you then went back into supercruise, those ships were gone, even though they should still be there. Probably.
I
So
thought
they
that
weren't
was a game
persistent,
feature.
basically. Yeah, I thought so too.
To be honest.
Apparently it wasn't, so now it's fixed. Or it should be fixed. Fixed planet Sinuifi VM-D C15-102A, causing players to get stuck in log-in loop. So I think that's one of the Guardian's sites, if I do recall correctly. Fixed possible disconnect when trying to escape a Thargoid. Handy. So that's the network fixes we had. We have some more in
substance
outfitting.
detected. I just took internal damage on my FSD from the jet cone on that neutron star.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I am
What's your
currently
FSD at
jumping
these days?
to a AAA hose system. It's the best,
That might be
best
interesting.
hose in the galaxy.
Triple A
That could-
hose, only here on the Brocast.
That's right. I think I've been to a AAA hose system before, so...
I do distinctly recall us
But-
making these kind of jokes before.
But this one is a scary AAA hoe. Take a look. It literally
Why?
is. It's a scary AAA hoe.
Why did you see its medical record or what?
Scary AAA hoe system. Here we go. Let's see. What have we got? Oh! Fia. Maybe that's her name. Fia, the scary AAA hoe.
Oh, only the best, huh? Well, define best, brother Sabathius.
Is there such a thing?
Are you not entertained? Do you not like what you see, brother Sabathius? It's clearly the best kind of AAA hoe you see right there.
Scary. She's very scary.
I know it's a she. Could be a bunch of man holes.
Katina says at least it didn't contain a black hole. Oh god, you guys.
Oh lordy,
Great
lordy.
minds
Oh. Okay, well, we made it to the destination, and there was absolutely nothing scary about it.
Well, and we made it to outfitting. Fixed
Oh.
soft lock that could occur when attempting to purchase or retrieve 5D Guardian module
block?
reinforcements.
Who blocked?
Soft lock.
Oh, soft lock. Ah, I thought you said something
Soft.
else there.
Soft lock.
Yeah, right.
Fixed
yeah, right. Oh, sure.
Fixed missing question mark in livery section. Fix for point defense module not restocking correctly. Timers for modules in transit should now reflect time remaining more accurately. Wait, more accurately?
What?
Is it just a guess or what? How is it just more accurately?
More accurately. Not accurately, but more
Oh
accurately.
my god. Ensure modules are listed under correct categories in stored modules tab. Players
Is
can
that
only
light
fit
purple enough, Josh?
It's very purple. Yeah, I noticed that. I
Yes,
didn't
isn't
realize
it?
it was a purple star. It looked rather white to me.
That's like, well. That's purple. Wait for it.
Acetopia says, didn't one of the bug fixes stated that they made Pisces cobble easier to pick up? I have one right in front of me stuck in the ground. Well,
Well, they didn't
not that
say-
type of Pisces cobble. Okay, it was the
They
other
said easier.
easier.
Not always pick upable, just
Exactly.
easier.
Also, Dakota Shia is complimenting your hair, Josh.
Oh, why? Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right.
Neat.
Players can only fit one FSD interdictor, as there is no benefit to fitting more and causes confusion. Oh.
Why would anybody
No.
fit 2?
It
I
causes
do-
confusion. For who? Who gets confused? I don't
do
understand.
know one
Why do I have
player
2 of these?
specifically who, in fact, did regularly use 2 interdictor modules on their ship, namely Harry Potter. Because if you have 2, I hope I get this right. If you have 2, I think you can switch. You can switch the fire group to get over to the other one, and then you can have a wide angle one and a long distance one at the same time.
Oh, interesting.
So that way he's more flexible.
Why was it ever possible to fit 2?
You know who else is very flexible? The Scare Triple A Ho.
Of course she is.
Manho.
So
Told you it's a
flexible.
broho. How do you know it's a girl? It's a broho.
Well, her name was Fia, so
We don't judge.
no
Maybe.
judgment.
Alright, fixed outfitting stats becoming out of sync and applying incorrect values, a distance value for damage type, for example. Okay. Ensure all applicable multi-crew enabled weapons/modules are clearly marked in outfitting. Fixed dark lighting and outfitting cameras for the SRV. Fixed livery filters not working. Fixed incorrect schematic used for 8A thrusters. And added 1 more ship and 2 more utility stock slots to all markets. Okay.
Is it bad that I keep getting
Was
frame
that a
shift
bug?
drive malfunction on because my frame
Have
shift
a-
drive is
have
at
a look.
73%.
What's
Yeah,
your
I mean,
So wait a second. Do frame shift drives
if
take
you've knobbed it
damage
up on,
when
well, if
Yeah,
you've
of
knobbed
course.
it up on neutrons, yeah, it takes 1 or 2% off
Oh.
each time you do a neutron jump, so you'll have to.
And I think
I
once
did not
you're
know
below
that.
80%, you have a chance of failing, and the lower you get, the higher the chance is of
Yeah,
the jump
it's
failing.
yeah. By the time you hit 75, it's disproportionately failing on you for
Well,
some reason.
I do
don't
have
know why.
a AFMU, so I can always fix it.
Mm.
But that's interesting.
Yeah, Anton says, isn't Sandro actually Harry Potter? Well, you've never seen them in the same room together.
Exactly.
You know, hey, who knows?
You know, I've met Sandro, and he's a really great guy, and I just can't. I mean, I'm trying to picture him as being Harry Potter. It's just-
I actually kind of can. He does have a nefarious side.
Yeah.
It's the space loach that's Harry Potter.
Yeah, true. That's probably very
Brain
a good
parasite.
assessment there.
Nom nom nom.
Alright, let's continue on with passenger missions. Added the faction to deliver to in-transaction panel. Ensure VIP passenger missions display their expiration time on the transactions tab. Fixed some passenger missions, incorrectly reducing the timer by about 20 minutes when accepting them. Interesting. Ensure passengers that claim to be unfazed by hull damage are actually unfazed. That's helpful.
So what they're saying is some NPCs lie? No, I'm not bothered by this at all. You goddamn bastards. Can't believe
Player
how damage
factions.
you took.
Add faction descriptions. So I guess that's just them saying they added more player factions and their respective.
That's not a bug fix. That's an
no,
omission.
it's the patch notes. So I guess.
All
yeah,
right, we're
it
just
belongs to the
in
patch notes.
generic patch notes. We're in the
Yeah,
list
we're-
section. We know. Okay, fair enough.
It's not really sections. It's more like topics ordered by the alphabet. So currently we're at P player factions. Next up, P player journal. Multiple faction active states in location and FSD jump events. Okay, hold on. These are very specific. I'm not going to read through them because the player journal stuff is more for the API guys. We don't really need to read through that.
Yeah, chat is saying keep an eye on your fuel, Josh. Just in case.
I'm
You
keeping
don't
an
want
eye.
the fuel rats, eh?
Well, you
I mean,
know
it's
what?
not
we
not
didn't.
like you're going to be, that close to the core. You're not going to be in a position where you're going to run out of fuel because
Not
it's
really.
going to be half a light year jump to
Like,
refuel.
Even with a wisp of fuel, you can probably just jumponium boost yourself up to like 2 light years of jump range and jump to the next system.
Also, I want to say,
get complacent.
I have never done a Fuel Rats call on the Brocast. I kind of feel like it's something that we should do at some point or another.
Near the
Well,
core.
it's going to be tough to do in
Might
the
take a
remaining
while.
15 minutes. But
Oh, well, obviously, we're not going to do that now. Come on.
We should probably let you
don't
totally
know.
accidentally
The fuel
run you
rats
out of fuel.
they're all over the galaxy. One could be with you in 5 minutes. They're putting in the obligatory 2-hour wait behind the nearest
knows?
pylon, just in case.
Yep.
It is possible. But
Well, with you in
let's
2
take a
hours,
look
sir,
here.
and he's actually 3 systems away,
I should have a jump here for fuel on my next jump. Yes.
All right, boys, we almost got it. Like,
All
I
right,
don't know.
let's
10
wrap
more
it up.
minutes, 5
You
more
can
minutes.
do it, Great Test. You can do it. I believe in
We
you.
can do it. It's a community effort. I'm reading, you're listening.
Oh, hold on, Josh Conway. Yes, if you are 5 hours away, they still come to you.
They'll always come.
They will come to you if
they're
you
gonna
are
have
on
to
the
be-
opposite side of the galaxy.
Literally. They did that
Because
before,
they're
so
crazy people. They're
'Cause-
dedicated and
Yes,
crazy.
it is a
they're
commitment to
dedicated
their
to
job.
their cause.
All right, 1, 2, 3, go. Continue. Wrap it up, Great
Player
Test.
stats. Ensure time plate updates correctly. Ports. Add missing
Whoa!
habitation ring to Bosty's outpost.
That was close. Sorry. That was.
Ensured all new adverts are being displayed
That was a
correctly.
41%.
Fixed docking computer causing hull damage in a ship with no shields when docking at surface ports. That's good.
Great Test. Are you looking at where I landed right here?
He's done a 40%. Yeah.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
toasting again?
No, not toasting, but that was a very close shave. Gonna say that was a very close
Looks
shave.
awesome.
Let's see which one of these I can fuel up on. Okay.
What have we got there?
Still no
An F-
notable
an F and a
stellar
K.
phenomenon.
Fixed situation where loading into the game whilst docked on a pad can cause shields to go offline. I never had that, but okay.
Never
Power
heard of that
play.
one.
Fixed broken exploitation impact column
Oh,
on
power play.
admin
Who
main
cares about power
screen.
play? No one ever does
Correct.
it. No one ever does power play. Forget it.
Corrected Ashling expansion instructions.
I beg your
Rendering.
pardon. What does that even mean?
I don't know.
Ashling
It
expansion
says
instructions.
corrected Ashling expansion instructions. Maybe she gave the wrong
Okay.
instructions and people expanded to the wrong systems. I don't know.
It's quite
Rendering.
possible.
Fixed low quality shadows appearing when entering orbital cruise on PS4. Corrected the rendering order of Nebula. Fix for the FSD charge up visual becoming misaligned after using vanity camera. Fixed galaxy background vanishing after a Thargoid hyperdiction. That's scary. Which
Let's
space,
see.
anybody? Fixed
Josh
missing
Conway in
particles
chat there
in some
is-
high-res screenshots.
It's asking what kind of things can you do in the game? Well,
Oh my
as-
goodness.
aside from reading out all patches, you can if you see Josh is not typical of the standard elite player because Josh is in the middle of nowhere.
I am.
Josh is
I'm in the middle of
exploring.
nowhere.
So his options basically where he is are limited to exploring,
Yes.
which is good fun.
Which is a
especially
big
in
part of the game.
expansion.
But if
Awful lot of new things added. Lots
if
of new things.
hold on, let's do it in the
If
nutshell
you want
description.
other
Combat,
things to do.
mining, exploration, power play, CQC. What
Trade.
am I missing? Trade,
Trade.
obviously.
Background
Trade, BGS, background simulation.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans, planetary exploration. You could do
Racing about
mountain
for no
climbing,
reason, all that kind of
racing,
things, yeah.
canyon races, pirating,
PvP
A lot
in
of
general.
stuff.
PvP.
A lot of
Yeah,
stuff,
there's PvP in the game as well. I think that sums it up without getting very granular into each one of those individual things. But that's pretty
Because
much
that's
it.
what we have the patch notes for.
The idea is basically
Things
whatever,
and
whatever
stuff
you want.
and that.
Stuff that
Yeah.
you would normally do in space if being in space was a normal thing for us to do. That is. Great test. Please continue on. We want to wrap that up.
Ship-launched fighters. Fixed inability to deploy fighter weapons if the mothership weapons weren't deployed before switching. Skimmers. Ensure scan skimmers return appropriate details on the target panel. SRE. Fixed the targeting reticle displaying when the weapon is deactivated. That is actually very unfortunate because people were using that as a sort of fixed direction indicator, because wherever you faced when you turn off the weapon module, that reticle would stay there in that exact orientation. So no matter how you turned your SRV, you'd always have kind of a fixed point to head towards. So I think some people will miss that, especially for like planetary circumnavigations or in general long distance travel. But okay, they quote unquote fixed that now. Stella Forge renamed Pleiades Sector IR-W D1-55 to Delphi. Fixed connection issues around call blah 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 blah. Fixed typo in the LHS 3006 system description. Moved.
Great S. What was it around the blah 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 blah? What is this? That's very inefficient of you. I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
well,
I'm
it's
kidding.
accurate.
Just please. Sorry. Keep going. Keep going.
Moved 2 moons in Kyloasley DA-AF69 slightly apart so that they no longer intersect. Oh, Mars is gonna be angry about that one.
Boo.
We like the kissing moons. Boo.
Touching moons. Boo.
Fixed Lucifer's orbital period.
Was there anything wrong with it?
Sure.
What's wrong with Lucifer's orbital period?
Fixed the star in the system HD 168352 having too small radius. Wouldn't it be too small a radius? Whatever.
It should be too small a radius.
Oh, that's a good one. Ensure I Bootis B and C are a contact binary again.
Okay.
Oh, so they could be a contacting
can
binary,
touch.
but the other
They're
two
allowed to be a
moons,
contact binary.
no.
The
Boo.
booties can touch, but the others can't.
Don't
of
touch
course.
the
Yeah,
booties.
that's
Definitely don't touch the booties. Hey, we got a
Renamed-
water world. Maybe
Renamed
a
some
couple of
duplicate
water worlds.
systems, persistent PYs now consistent for different graphics card vendors, corrected Sedna's position on its orbit, corrected the positions of the 3 ports around Earth, fixed moon GD319-1A intersecting ring of planet GD319, fixed some class 5 gas giants being overly bright pink. Aww, those were awesome.
Ah, you know, this
Why
is
are they fixing that stuff?
Well, this is irritating. I mean, have they taken out the glowy green gas giants as well?
I
You
think
know,
they don't
it's the
dare.
thing-
The pink ones
We
weren't as
like
prominent.
these things.
But
And
I
I know they
I've
fixed
been
the-
at one of these pink
the
ones
insanely
myself,
bright
and it was
gas giant.
amazing.
Yeah, they are. They're monstrously pretty. And then you have the insanely bright gas giant, and it should be, because if you look at the surface temperature, it's hot enough to be a star, so it should be glowing.
Oh well. Synthesis.
Boo.
Required grade 5 materials now display their correct grade icon, and not grade 4. We can do this. We only have like a few more paragraphs, guys.
Yep.
Go.
You can do it.
System map.
7
corrected
minutes.
bright and shiny
And we
planet.
shoot you.
There we go. They corrected those again. The overly bright, shiny planets in the system map, though.
Uh-huh.
Ensure players
Yeah.
can set navigation targets from the system map, which is good. Thargoids. Thargoid interceptors can now still engage players even if they are close to them. Interceptors now launch Thargon kamikaze attacks if they detect a port. Corrected some lore inconsistencies found in megaship logs to do with the Thargoid link. Vanity camera. Fixed inverted joystick animations when using the vanity camera.
I thought we already saw that one. Are you going in circles, Grey Test? Is that why
nope.
it's taken you 2 hours to
I
read
think
this?
this one is especially for the vanity camera, not in the normal like cockpit view. So apparently that's 2 different things. Whatever. Vanity items improved some of the visual artifacts on the Corvette Razor pack.
Okay.
Increased space between the text and icon on the trader nameplate. Ensure all engine colors are correct when customized. Engine trail colors are turned off. Ship names can now have blank spaces at beginning and end. Fixed clipping on Vulture ship kit. VR. Fixed neutron star cones only appearing in the left eye of the HMD. Capped the frame rate whilst on the main menu to 90 FPS to stop HMDs overheating.
Oh my god.
It's gonna cook your face off. Right, last 3 paragraphs. We're almost there. Weapons and modules. Ensure the restock all option actually restocks the 1F Guardian Shard Cannon turret. Corrected inconsistency in AX outfitting descriptions. Fixed Guardian Shard Cannon clipping through Type 7. Fixed missing visual effects on small Guardian Shard Cannon. Fixed level of detail issue with small Guardian Shard Cannon. Fixed level of detail issue on Guardian Plasma Charger. Fixed Guardian shield reinforcement packages, preventing shields restoring after reboot repair. Well, that's good. Reduced the brightness of the Enforcer cannon when it has a white weapon coloring applied to it. Fixed module reinforcement packages being disabled under certain circumstances. Corrected the cargo hatch closing when deploying a limpet and causing ship speed to change. Wait, that changed now?
What? Wait, what?
Corrected the cargo hatch closing when deploying a limpet. I remember what that is. If you have your cargo hatch deployed and you deploy a limpet, then your cargo hatch would basically act as if it was closing and your ship would temporarily go faster.
Well, it has to sort of close and then reopen because
Sorry, got to interrupt for a sec. It's always one of my favorite things to see. A regular star orbiting very close to a giant, and look at the difference in size.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to get nommed.
That's impressive.
Yeah, beautiful.
If only we could see it actually eating away and like drawing matter in, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
That would be very cool.
You just have a trail of stuff.
Alright. Corrected the retract animation on the Guardian plasma charger. Limpets will now collect cargo that has been forcibly ejected from the player's ship. Corrected the advanced plasma accelerator recall animation. Corrected typo in remote release flechette launcher. Fixed sound effects for the kill warrant scanner, sometimes going missing when switching between ship and fighter. And fixed turrets firing at ships which are at 0% hull. Last two sections, wing missions 2 and then wings 2. Fixed case where missing mission progress wasn't shared between players and multicrew. Fixed trait wing missions not sharing trait rank progression with wing. And last but not least, wings. Ensure the target my wingman's target key works in all applicable situations. Yes! Oh my god, that's a good change. I hope it actually works in all situations now, because if your wingman would be dropped out of Supercruise and you were still in Supercruise, you couldn't target their target, or you also couldn't navlog to them, I think, with the hotkey. Fix for dropping out at a wake that is close to a planet, which should mean you drop out much closer to your intended target. And that's it.
Woo!
Boys, we made it.
You did it!
Patch notes just in time.
Good job. Thank you very much to Great Test. Everyone, put your hands together for this man who's been reading for 2 hours straight. There you have it.
Still not 2,000. Keep going.
If you absolutely do not want to have to read through the patch notes, you can watch me explore and listen to Great Test read through the entire set of patch notes as he just did. And
over 100
on 2 times speed, just for fun.
Actually did.
Yes, put it on 2 times speed for extra fun. And
I get a Mickey Mouse voice then. It's awesome.
Oh my god, I would love to hear that. I'll probably do that myself. Unfortunately, we did not find any additional notable stellar phenomenon. Everyone's clapping for you in the chat there, Great Test. But we're going to go ahead and just kind of wrap this up at this point, because I don't think there's anything more to say. I think Great Test has said it all. Right?
Every single bit of it.
Every single bit. So, without further
there's one
ado,
thing he didn't say, though. He didn't say...
Belly flop!
He didn't say that.
Well, that's why we have
I did
you,
say
Churchin.
soft, though.
He did say soft. That's true.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Brocast is brought to you by our sponsors, who I'm going to list off right now, and it is thanks to their kindness and generosity, and perhaps yours as well if you'd like to be on this list, that this show is made possible. Our sponsors are Branids, Corvus, Corvax, Malik, Xanthia, Scorpius, Darb, Keith, Synth418, Daedalus, Deadstar, Giz, Binary Stars, Tato Chip, Luigi Coffee, Liger, C Maximus, Limit, New Cuber, Primetime Casual, Uktitide, Kuro Kenshi, Kobayashi, Spatula Spooky, James, Takoso, Commander Ibara, Nix, Powerhouse, Top Blazer, Henka, Speed Storm, Theodore Bauer, and I'm going to go ahead and play this very quickly. This is our outro music. I'm going to say thank you so much for joining us again for another edition of the Brocast. We're going to see you next week at the same time, in the same place, Saturday, 3 p.m. They can't hear that the music's going, but this is Commander Josh Hawkins signing off. See you later, folks.